going on, y'all? It's your main man 5, and I'm back with another, well, maybe a Patreon exclusive. I guess we'll see how this turns out. But I'm back with another banger for y'all. So today we're gonna be doing like an impromptu Mythbusters, and this episode will be episode 5, which means I'm gonna have to start that tier list off. I'm gonna figure out how to put that together, and we're gonna take care of it. But today I'm gonna be doing episode 5 of the Mythbusters series, per a special request from a brand new patron that we have. Shout out to Risky. He reached out to me on Patreon and told me he wanted to check out a band called U2. I've never heard U2, but I've heard their vocals featured on other artists' music over the course of time. Like, I think they were on Damn. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think U2 was on Damn. But needless to say, today we're going to be checking out one of their critically acclaimed albums, and it's called The Joshua Tree. I have no idea what to really expect. I don't know what this is going to sound like. I'm just kind of excited to check out something brand new, and yeah, I don't have too much to say, but once again, shout out to Risky. This one's for you. And as always, this video will be up on our Patreon early, if it ever even makes it to YouTube. But if you want to be ahead of the curve and get all early access content, plus some exclusive content that may never come to YouTube, I'm gonna put the QR code to our Patreon right here. Shout out to all of our beautiful patrons for your continued support. It's because of you guys that we're able to continue to grow and make more and more quality videos as we go along. So if you want to stay ahead of the curve, scan this QR code, stay up to date. We got some updated tiers on there, and I'm sure we got something you'll love. But without talking too much, I just want to get right into this album and see what all the hype is about. All right, let's get right into it. The first song is called Where the Streets Have No Name. Let's do it. Okay.
Touch the
on. That's a beautiful record. So, I guess, first of all, the instrumentation is beautiful. I like the fact that it focuses so much on letting the music tell a story that feels like just yearning for something. It feels like, I know we talk a lot on this channel about how instrumentation can take on the power of reinforcing whatever story that the lyrics are trying to tell. And what I love about this is, well, at least from my perspective, it seems to be talking about, wanting to get to a place where there isn't barriers kind of holding us in place, or there isn't a box that we're being held in. Going to some place where you can love freely, where you can be free, where you can be happy and not have to live within the bounds of what society or what even just the people in your immediate circle hold you to. Like, for example, let's say hypothetically, you're married, right? And your partner knows you to be a IT tech. Like you're good with computers. Your entire marriage, you've been in IT. But then one day you wake up and say, you know what? I think I want to quit this and I want to go become a chef. We talk a lot about the fact that when people love you and they try to advise against you doing something, it's not always as deep as them trying to make it so they can hold you back from pursuing things that you love. They're trying to come from a place of keeping you safe. They're trying to keep you in a place where they know that you're able to thrive and take care of yourself and be sustainable. A lot of times they can't see the other side because they don't see it from your perspective. They don't know that you could be unhappy doing whatever it is that you do, or you feel boxed in, or you feel unfulfilled, you feel uninspired. You don't have that fire and burning that you want to have for life. So you feel like it's time to transition into something else and see if it can reignite that excitement for life that you once had. You want to capture that lightning in a bottle again, if you want to use that metaphor. But it really just seems to tell a story of somebody yearning to get somewhere where they can be free. Go somewhere where there isn't so much trauma and so much division amongst us and other people, where we can all just live in harmony, live in our truths, and just be happy with whatever story that we're living in. I think that's a dope ass song, and I love the fact that I can appreciate that songs from that generation and that decade aren't often oversung. They have a lot of songs that get right to the point, but because of how depthful the lyrics are, you don't need to overcompensate with doing too much with the song. You can keep it simple and it can still hit as home. It can still hit home as familiar as it did the very first time that you heard a song like this. So I think that's real dope. The next song is called I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. All right, we're going to get right into that one. Hold on. All right, let's get right into it. somewhere else. These songs are beautiful. Now, see, I feel like now, even more so, I feel like I was cooking on that first song. It seems like the aesthetic of what the album is giving so far and what it's going to try to go for is the effect of trying to make it to that promised land, trying to make it to that Mecca, that place where we can find perfect harmony. Y'all can comment down below and let me know if I was on point from this point, or when we get to the album, if I got a different feeling, that's whatever. But is the Joshua Tree kind of representative of like the promised land or the Mecca, the heaven on earth type of feeling? I want to know if that's representative of just making it to that place where you finally, for the first time in your life, have that sense of internal peace and balance. You know, a lot of people spend their entire lives looking for something, and I like that this song obviously represents that as well. But they always say you can't quite explain when you know you made it home, but you just know that there's a certain feeling that you get on the inside, a certain calm and peace and subtlety and all of the continuous storms that come when you actually make it. So I wonder if the Joshua Tree is supposed to be representative of just that place that we're all looking to make it to. I'm sure it's open to interpretation for every listener, but I like how this song just basically tells the story of like, not like a grifter, but like somebody who, you know, it's a good way to put it. I like that this song kind of feels like it's talking about a Rolling Stone. It's talking about somebody who never quite feels safe or comfortable or at home any one place, so they continuously pick up and change and go through different transitionary periods in life because they're never satisfied. This song just seems like somebody who's experienced a lot of life, been through a lot of storms, trauma, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and found a lot of love but didn't quite know how to process it, and found a lot of hate within themselves for themselves, and still trying to find peace through keeping hope in the fact that there's potential that one day I'll make it to the place where I know this is where I'm supposed to be. And I think that's what makes that song special. It's like just a yearning to want to get to somewhere where you finally feel like you can just exhale for a minute, where you can let it all loose and finally feel safe. And it's very telling that there's a bunch of men in this band, because that's a big struggle that men deal with on a day-to-day that doesn't get talked about too much, apart from us, of course. But it's not easy to feel comfortable. Sometimes society makes a man feel as though you're not supposed to be happy. You're not supposed to be at peace. You're not supposed to know how to relax and just sit back and take a breath and be happy. You're not supposed to have the weight off of your shoulders and just enjoy life for yourself, as opposed to being the brick and the foundation for everybody else around you. I think that song just really talks about what it's like to be at that boiling point where you don't quite know where you belong, but you have hope that one day you'll get there. So yeah, that's kind of my take on it. The next song is called With or Without You. Let's do it.
Stone set in your eyes, see the thorn twist in your side. I'll wait for you. twist of fate. On a bed of nails she makes me wait, and I wait without you, with or without you.
Hold on, let me lock in because he was spitting for a second. Let's go back. Hold on.
See the stone set in your eyes, see the thorn twist in your side. I'll wait for you. Sleight of hand and twist of fate. On a bed of nails she makes me wait, and I wait without you, with or without you, with or without you. Through the storm we reach the shore. You gave it all, but I want more, and I'm waiting for you, with or without you, with or without you. I can't live with or without you.
Oh, I love the bill.
And you give yourself away, and you give yourself away, and you give, and you give, and you give yourself away. My hands are tied, the body bruised, she got me with nothing to win and nothing left to lose. And you give yourself away, and you give yourself away, and you give, and you give, and you give yourself away, with or without you, with or without you. I can't live with or without with or without you, with or without you. I can't live with or without you, with or without you.
With or without you. See, that song is good. That song is gorgeous. I don't want to be too long-winded between every song I want to say, but bigger explanation for the end. But see, that song reminds me of what it was like to be like 14 or 15 and listening just to those songs about the amount of love in your heart that you have for somebody that the relationship just doesn't work. And it's like listening to that, it reminds me of like when I was listening to a couple of the Sleep Token albums. I can see that like Vessel gets inspiration from albums like this and just songs like this that give that effect of when, like I said in the last song, you've been through a lot of things in your life that make it hard for you to be functional in a relationship or knowing enough is enough. That's a lot of people's problem, that we deal with so much in our lives that when we get to a point where we're in relationships, we don't have the discernment to understand the difference between letting somebody use you and letting somebody love you. You have that issue with allowing people to show you a new sense of intimacy and teach you how to actually love fearlessly and love without bounds. That's the whole energy that this album is getting, wanting to be that person that makes it to that place where you have that internal peace and freedom from all of the turmoil that you deal with internally that keeps you in situations that you know don't work. It's a relationship where y'all both have a tremendous amount of love for each other. You want to be together, but based on what you've been through and the type of people that you've grown into because of your trauma, you don't know how to mesh well together. I can't live with you because our relationship is like a hurricane and a tornado meeting each other. But I can't live without you because nobody else on the planet makes me feel the way that I feel when I'm around you. This is one of those songs that birthed songs like Love the Way You Lie by Eminem, or some of the songs off of Sundown and like Take Aim. I just think that's a very specific and common type of thing that people deal with. And all you want is to be somebody that feels like you're worth someone's love, but also give yourself the freedom internally to be able to accept it as it comes. And I know that's a message that a lot of people can deal with. So that's just a song about confliction and not really being able to trust yourself to know when enough is enough, but also when you need to get out of your own way and allow this thing to work and recognize that you have to give the other person in a relationship the space to work on themselves, whether that will be with or without you as well. If you love somebody, you have to let them make it to whatever brings them the most peace in their life. Sometimes letting somebody go is the biggest form of love that you can show, but you know, get off my soapbox. The next song is called Bullet the Blue Sky.
those fighter planes, across the mud huts where the children sleep, through the alleys of quiet city street. We take the staircase to the first floor. We turn the key and slowly unlock the door. As the man breathes into his saxophone, and through the walls we hear the city groan. Outside it's America. Outside it's America. America.
See, you see how I talked about on the last song where that song and songs like that from this time give inspiration and have birthed a lot of inspiration for a lot of the songs. Nowadays, songs like this, I hear inspirations from bands like Pink Floyd and some of the topics that they're talking about. I like that this song really, and this will be brief, I like that this song really just talks about the division, hypocrisy, and all of the violence that takes place within the bounds of the world, but specifically in America. I like that at the end it really talked a little bit about like how propaganda and the ways that the government in different countries use fear as a tactic to drive them into submission, drive us as the citizens into submission. They understand that fear is usually the best tactic to make somebody subservient, because it's easy to be afraid of things you don't understand. So when people don't know to look in their own backyard, when they see all of the division and violence and everything going on outside, when you have no finger to point it to, you want to trust the people that seem to have the most power to protect you. And by reinforcing that type of fear through the news and all of these new media outlets and etc., it's easy to have them run to you scared and just want to be held, when in all honesty, it's just a manipulation tactic to keep the subservient working. I like what they're doing. That's a dope song. The next song is called Running to Stand Still. It's a powerful title. There's some powerful topics on here. I like that they're giving the juxtaposition between calamity and utopia. I like the fact that it's just showing what the world is in reality and what a better world for all would look like if we all could just come together and let go of all of the division and hypocrisy that keeps us separated. Because at the end of the day, we're playing right into their hands by hating one another, when in all honesty, we are all a lot more alike than we give each other credit for. But let's go.
So she woke up from where she was, lying still, saying, I gotta do something about where we're going. Step on a steam train, step out of the driving rain, maybe run from the darkness in the night, singing la 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 dee dee.
love the singing on this one. Okay.
Sweet the sin, bitter the taste in my mouth. I see 7 towers, but I only see one way out. You gotta cry without weeping, talk without speaking, scream without raising your voice. You know I took the poison from the poison stream, then I floated out of here. So, ah, la 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 da day, ah, la 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 da day, ah, la la da day. She runs through the streets with her eyes painted red, under a black belly of cloud in the rain. In through a doorway, she brings me white golden pearls, stolen from the sea. She is raging, and the storm blows up in her eyes. She will suffer the needle chill. She's running to stand still.
Come on, harmonica. These songs are beautiful. I love the picture they paint. The next song is called Red Hill Mining Town. I'm gonna talk more at the end.
From father to son, the blood runs through. See faces frozen still against the wind. The seam is split, the cold face cracked. The lines are long, there's no going back. Through hands of steel and heart of stone, our Labor Day has come and gone. Hey, leave me holding on in Red Hill Town. See lights go down on. Hang it up, you always left to hold on to. I'm still waiting, I'm hanging up, you always left to hold on to. The glass is cut, the bottle run dry, our love runs cold in the
small background.
Scorch the earth, set fire to the sky. We stoop so low to reach so high. A link is lost, the chain undone. We wait all day for night to come, and it comes like a hunted child. I'm hanging on. You always left to hold on to. I'm still waiting. I'm hanging on. You always left to hold on to. Love slowly stripped away. Love seen us by the day. Hanging on. Let's go out on red hill. Let's go down on red hill. Let's go down on red hill town. Let's go down on red hill.
That's one of my favorites right there. I love the theme of this album. Okay. I feel like I'm ready for the tier list now. I will say this. I want to get this one on vinyl. I love the way the music sounds. The singing is gorgeous, and I love the instrumentation of it. I feel like they all work and weave together so beautifully. I can understand why Apple Music has this in its 100 best albums of all time. I can see it. The next song is called In God's Country.
Desert sky, dream beneath the day.
here forever. See, that song is beautiful because I love the fact that, again, it's touching on the hypocrisy. You know, we live in a country where a lot of people, you know, whether it's Christianity, Islam, whatever it is that you believe in, a lot of people in this country believe in, worship, have faith, and have love for a God, something that you can trust to give you more power and strength in your current situation to help you push through. I always say that, like, people who have faith, even if you don't, you should understand and respect the beauty of what it's like for somebody to have faith in something that gives them the strength to continue on. Because if all you had to have faith in was yourself and your own ability, a lot of people would want to die. A lot of people wouldn't have anything to live for, because it's hard to trust yourself. You let yourself down all the time. You tell yourself you're gonna wake up in the morning when that first alarm go off. You don't. You wake up on the fourth or the fifth one. You tell yourself, I'm gonna make sure I remember to get my wife something special for the anniversary. The time comes in a few months, you forgot your anniversary and now they mad at you. You let yourself down all the time. You say, I'm gonna be consistent with that business venture that I've been talking about I wanna do for years. I hate my job, I'm sick of my lifestyle, I need to go out and do me. But then you don't go do anything because you get too caught up in your head and too afraid to take that next step to go towards it. I like the fact that it says, even though this is God's country and a lot of people have faith in something bigger than themselves, we also have to understand the hypocrisy amongst the people that say they have faith. A lot of people use what their beliefs is to bash other people, to further segregate different races and sexual preferences and etc., to isolate and ostracize people from feeling a part of the in crowd. If you have faith in God, if this is God's country, and you believe in power, love, and tranquility, you should do what you need to do to bring us to that utopia where we all have harmonious lifestyles, where we all can live amongst each other and have respect for our differences as well as our likenesses. But I think that song really is just talking about the hypocrisy that takes place in this country. They try to push and promote the idea of love and faith, but then they use those same principles to disparage other people. I like that it's getting on America's ass in this album, and I like that. This one is called Trip Through the Wire, I think. Yeah, all right, let's do it.
The distance
I love that. This next song is called One Tree Hill. I'll take it up there.
Oh, great sea, run to the ocean, run to the sea.
That's a beautiful metaphor. We'll talk about it at the end. The next song is called Exit. We're down to the last two songs, y'all. Let's do it.
Astray. He used to stay awake to drive the dreams he had away. He wanted to believe in the hands of love. His head felt heavy as he came across the land. The dog started crying like a broken-hearted man. And the howling wind, he went deeper into black, deeper into white. To see the stars shine like nails in the night. He felt the healing hands of love, like the stars shining from above. A hand in the pocket, a finger on the steel. The pistol weighed heavy, and his heart he could feel was beating.
These songs are crazy. And lastly, we got the outro called Mothers that have disappeared. All right, let's close it out, y'all. This album is amazing. Okay.
Sons and daughters, cut down, taken from
let's talk about this album. So, first off, I start off by saying that I love the technical approach that went into making this album. I love the fact that they took time to focus on what the narrative was that they wanted to paint and what the story was. Now, as you know, I recently listened to 2112 by Rush, and I like the dynamics of that album because it talked a lot about a dystopian world where people are able to live from a sense of individualism and be whoever it is that they choose to be, and express themselves in ways that make them feel empowered as a human being. I love the fact that this album also echoes points from albums like 2112 or Animals or stuff like that, because it really talks about society and how a lot of times us as the civilians are being manipulated into believing that there's only one way to live. We're manipulated into feelings of fear and being too afraid to live life because of the dangers that are out there in the world. I always say a lot of times we focus on how scary life is, but I always say to everybody that life didn't just become more scary as time progressed. It's just now we live in an internet era where you're able to see it all in your face more. We live in a time where you can live in America and see that they're working on nuclear weapons in other countries. You can see videos of people being kidnapped and being held as hostages. You can see other countries fighting with their governments and being oppressed, and things that make you feel afraid to go out into the world because the propaganda makes you believe that the world is too dangerous for you to be out there. I feel like the world has always been at war. There's always been division. There's always been pain. There's always been mental health issues. There's always been anger, fighting, crying, love, hatred, all the above. But the difference is we live in a time where you can see it all, so it seems more and more scary than it's ever been. But I like the fact that this album really goes against the grain and talks about the hypocrisy that takes place within our own country as well as around the world. If everybody detached from all of the media and all of the things that scare us, not just from going out amongst the world, but scare us from interacting with each other, there's a lot of money to be made in division. There's a lot of progress on their part in lining their pockets with more money, looking out for their people. If we all, as the masses, hate one another, it's not profitable to have a harmonious world. It's not profitable to have a place where people thrive on monogamous love and continuing to grow the human race and make more beautiful people. We live in a world where there's profit from all of the negativity and all of the evil things that take place. That's where all of the money is. Why do you think crime attracts people to want to live their lifestyle? Fast money, in essence, comes from doing things that keep us divided, keeps us hurting each other and having fear towards everybody around you. But this album uses a lot of metaphors to talk about the hypocrisy, to talk about the propaganda, talking about the lack of division and the lack of familiarity when it comes to love and the importance being placed on relationships. It's not promoted to have a family unit. It's promoted to have single parents who hate the other sex because men ain't shit or women ain't shit, or we live in a time where people don't want a strong dynamic to be promoted. Love isn't popular. People at this point in time don't want to hear love songs anymore because they internally hate themselves so much, and their negative experiences from the trauma that they've been through makes it seem impossible for them to be able to see love and appreciate it for what it truly is. Of course, it's hard to appreciate something that you have no understanding of, so you can't judge people for that. But this album really just talks about that possibility and that hope for possibly getting to a place where we can all be happy, where we can all be at peace with not just the world around us, but within ourselves. A lot of times people carry the trauma and allow their past to dictate whatever their future is going to turn out to be. This is speaking from the perspective of allowing all of the pain to fuel you to become the type of person that can create a better future. I like the metaphors of seeing a rose grow in a desert, or having all of the pain and turmoil flow like a river running into the ocean, and being able to live in the vastness and the unknown. because there's a lot of beauty in not just paying attention to whatever box that they place you in, but when you go out and take risks in the world of the unknown, that's where the biggest rewards are made, because you betting on yourself. And if you don't give yourself the opportunity to be at peace and be confident enough to take those risks, nobody will ever believe in you more than you can. So I just love all of the narratives that they chose to talk about in this album. I love the fact that they approached it with such confidence, and they made it so that the instrumentation and the lyrics all came full circle to give an effect that made you feel fully immersed in the music, rather than letting it all be separate afterthoughts that don't really coincide. I can understand why people can perceive this as a classic, because this is something that a lot of the songs on here I would like to listen to even more, to gain more understanding and clarity. Who knows, my opinion may even change, but as of now, I would give it a 5. I would give it a 5 stars out of 5, because this is one of the first albums I heard from back then that I really loved the singing and the lyrics. A lot of times you can have, voices can be acquired taste. Just because I have a particular type of voice that I enjoy doesn't mean that the artist's voice isn't perfect for their fan base. But this band, they sung their songs beautifully, they wrote them beautifully, they played the music beautifully, and that all packaged into one, along with telling a beautiful narrative that's empowering to the people that are listening. It's something that's giving a voice to the voiceless and speaking on behalf of the have-nots and the people who aren't happy, because the only thing that we all have in common is living in pain. So I just like the fact that this all came full circle and made a very strong effort. So I would definitely give this a 5. I think what I'll do is I'll do a separate video for a couple minutes where I'll sit down and just do the tier list and go over these last 5 albums that we checked out in the Mythbusters series. Comment down below and make sure y'all let me know. We did Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, 2112, and now the Joshua Tree. Put those in a tier list, and where you will place them. Are they all S's? Some S's, A's? Do you have some B's, C's, D's, F's? Let me know what y'all will put those albums in, and I'll put out a video that specifically focuses on us sitting down, or we can go live and sit down and make the tier list together. But comment down below and let me know which way y'all like to go about it. And also comment down below and let me know what this album takes you back to. What memories does it dredge up for you, and what point in your life were you at when this album was out, if you were alive? But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notification bell so you can stay in tune every time we drop another banger like this one. If you want episode 6 to come out on YouTube, let's get this here video to at least 1,000 likes, so I know it's something worth it, so I know you're enjoying this series and it's something that we should continue on doing, because I honestly only want to do things that you guys want to see. I'm catching up on a few albums. I have a few. I got to do the Night at the Opera, some Led Zeppelin. I want to keep doing stuff that you guys have been asking for and earning, so I appreciate you for your continued support. And if you want to continue supporting, I'll put the QR code to our Patreon right here. Again, shout out to all of our beautiful patrons for your continued support. Like I said, videos like this will always be out early on our Patreon by at least a week. So if you're impatient, or if the YouTube audience doesn't even care for these videos to even make it over to the platform, or it gets blocked, whatever it may be, it'll always be early access, and it will always be exclusive and bonus content that's popping off over on that Patreon. We recently updated the tiers to make it more user-friendly for everybody and give everybody more of an approach to things that they actually want to see, as opposed to just sitting through whatever and hoping that what you want to see comes up at some point. So make sure you scan that QR code and stay in tune with everything that we got going. We got some amazing stuff coming. And as always, I know we've been using the platform to help encourage and motivate up-and-coming artists. So if you enjoy the way art gets broken down on this channel, and you have something that you make, whether it be film, music, photography, whatever it is you do, if you like for me to analyze and give some new perspective on your art, we keep the email in our description box down below. Make sure you reach out so we can figure out how we can pay it forward. All of these great bands and all of these classic albums from these artists, always remember that they had to start somewhere as well. So stay encouraged and stay hungry. Your time is coming, and I have faith in you. But until next time, I go by the name of 5, and that's all I got. Peace.
How does this go? You wanna know? You've never been here before. Go with the flow. We'll take it slow. No need to rush.